My husband brings different women home to sleep with every night, and he deliberately leaves the bedroom door open so that I can hear their moans all night long. But those poor women are just thrown away after being used. None of them can survive past the next day. Because my husband is a ruthless mafia boss, this morning was no different. I was seated at the kitchen table, surrounded by 6 maids, silently eating my breakfast while keeping an eye on the scattered armed guards around the mansion. DeJerome, dressed in a white shirt and faded jeans, entered the kitchen like he didn't just come from another woman's bed. "Be ready by PM," he said as he sat down beside me. His tone was formal, detached. "For what?" I asked, chewing lazily. "There's a masquerade ball for my parents' anniversary. They want us there," he replied, not even looking at me as he ate. I just nodded. This was how we always were, strangers living under the same roof, pretending to be a couple when the occasion demanded it. "I'll send up your dress later," he added, wiping his mouth before standing to leave. "Are we going to play the lovey-dovey couple act again?" I asked sarcastically. He clenched his jaw and didn't answer. Instead, he walked out of the kitchen, leaving me alone. I laughed bitterly at myself. Maybe if there were more parties, he'd treat me nicely more often. Later that night, I slipped into the gold backless dress he had picked out for me. The plunging neckline, the silver stilettos, everything screamed elegance, but I felt none of it. As I came down the stairs, I saw DeJerome waiting. His eyes were fixated on me. If I didn't know better, I would have thought he was mesmerized, but that wasn't him. "Let's go," I said, brushing past him. I was about to keep walking when he gently grabbed my arm, pulling me closer. His fingers brushed a strand of hair from my neck, and for a moment I thought I felt something real. Then, without a word, he placed a necklace around my neck, a simple diamond infinity pendant. I stared at it, stunned. This was the first gift he had ever given me. "What's this?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He smirked. "Don't misunderstand. It's just for show. I need people to see me giving you gifts. That's all." I laughed bitterly as the warmth that had briefly flickered in my chest vanished. "Of course, it was all for appearances. Thanks," I said flatly. We arrived at the ball, masks hiding half our faces, but even so, people stared. DeJerome had his arm wrapped possessively around my waist, a show for the world that I was his. His parents, especially his mother, greeted me warmly as usual. "Hija, you look stunning," his mother exclaimed, kissing my cheek and ignoring her son. She had always been kind to me, treating me like a daughter, even though she knew the truth of our marriage. As we sat down, DeJerome's father leaned in, eyes twinkling with mischief. "So when are we getting a grandchild?" he teased. I choked on my drink, and DeJerome quickly handed me water, his hand lightly caressing my back in front of his parents. It was all for show, of course, but it still sent a shiver down my spine. "Next month," DeJerome said, dead serious, shocking me. What was he talking about? Before I could ask, he pulled me into a kiss, one so intense it left me breathless. "Expect your grandson next month," he whispered with a straight face. The night dragged on, filled with empty conversations and forced smiles. I drank more than usual, trying to dull the pain, but it only made me bolder. At one point, DeJerome's father suggested he dance with me, but DeJerome refused, saying I was tired. I scoffed quietly. He just didn't want to be opposite me. I excused myself, needing air, but DeJerome insisted on escorting me to the restroom. But when I came out of the bathroom, I stumbled upon DeJerome kissing another woman. My stomach twisted, but I kept walking. I ended up at the minibar, drowning my frustration, drink after drink. A man approached, his ocean blue eyes locked onto mine. "Why don't you dance with me instead of drowning in alcohol?" Before I could answer, DeJerome's arm was around my waist, his grip tight. "That's my wife you're hitting on," he growled. The man didn't flinch. "She deserves better than you," he said, his hand tightening painfully on DeJerome's arm. But I didn't care. I was too tired to fight, too tired to pretend. Later that night, I was back in our mansion, 3 bottles of wine down. DeJerome appeared, watching me with cold indifference. "You should go to bed," he said. "As if you care," I muttered, taking another sip. His hand covered mine, stopping me. "Jazzy," he said. I looked up at him, tears blurring my vision. "Why don't you take me to bed, DeJerome? Why don't you touch me? I'm your wife, aren't I? What's wrong with me?" He didn't answer. Instead, he lifted me, carrying me to my room like I was a fragile doll.